name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is questioning where you're at regarding the connection. It looks like they have reason to believe that you might be getting over them or not really certain how you feel, but they still have feelings for you, and they want to know if they're reciprocated. They want to know if you still have an interest in seeing where things go. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. And thank you, Minnesota Picker. How we doing? We're going to start with the Rider-Waite, or the Waite-Smith, the OG. Hello, Hannah. What's going on? I know, back like a bad habit, right? Hello, Rena. Oh, from Ranata. Hello, how are you doing? How's Australia? I think I've heard it's been extremely hot. We've got the Page of Cups and the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So someone who feels like maybe it's time for an apology, that there's some unfinished business here, but they know that you're upset. There's been an argument with this Five of Wands. It's like, you know, maybe I could have handled this better. Maybe we had some things that were a little bit of a repeating cycle. I want to make sure I'm not attributing too much accountability here. I mean, they have feelings for you, but is there like a change, right? Nine of Pentacles follows the Three of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this is someone who hasn't seen you in a little while. They feel like you do just fine without them. So there's this concern, you know, if I approach you the right way, or if I'm trying to, you know, express that I still have feelings for you, is it going to go poorly because you're like, I'm fine, I don't need that. So your Queen of Swords side is this respect for boundaries, willingness to block people or walk away when it's not the right situation for you. Renata, that's funny. Hello, Joao. Do you see me and Raquel as a couple next year? All right. Thank you for the tip. Oh, that's good. I hope that continues for you, Hannah. Hello, is it Manuel? No hablo portugués, aparte de muito bem, pero yo hablo español. Y Manuel, también Joao habla portugués. Right? Pienso que sí. How does my 2026 look? Thank you, Hannah. 2026. Which, you know what, is a pretty good segue to something I should probably be starting soon. I'm trying to figure out the format for it, i.e. do I want to do a live stream? I think I do want to do these in a live stream format. But I want to do the year ahead for astrological signs. I will probably group them by like water signs, fire signs, earth signs. What am I missing? Air signs? Did I say that? But I want to make sure that it's not too exclusionary. It's just kind of exhausting when I do all 12 astrological signs at once, you know what I mean? Hello, Erin. How are you doing? Oh, that is so impressive, Joao. That's amazing. Hello, funny. I like you too. How's it going? Hello, Grindtar. Yeah, Grindtar, the thing is, maybe what would be best, Grindtar, in those situations, if you could just like screenshot it, that would make it easier for me to respond quickly. And then you could email it to me because it doesn't show the live chat for like 12 hours. So I can't check it the same day. You know what I mean? Oh, that's so sweet of you, Minnesota Picker. I love it when y'all are nice to each other like that. Hello, Clashing. How are you doing? Hello, McCall. Oh, I don't think you are. Exactly. Hello, Rohit. How are you doing? So Temperance is joined with the World in the reverse. As I said, there's unfinished business. This doesn't seem done, so I've got to do something to make things right. I want to make amends. They still have feelings for you, even after this argument that has happened. They're just a little bit nervous that it might be one-sided, that maybe you're just, you know, back turned, not interested. Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. They feel like they need to show you that they are loyal or committed to you. They feel like they need to show you their emotional side. Perhaps they've been a bit cold-hearted or pulled back. Maybe they've been a little bit secretive, right? Hello, Adam. How are you doing? Hello, Apurva. That would be in about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit less. The McLovin username is amazing. Well done, sir. I probably shouldn't assume you're a sir, but you know, I appreciate the username. Hello, Golden. How are you doing? I actually work best with no background information. Unless you have, of course, a specific question, then you want to guide it to that subject, of course. But I don't need like birth dates or anything like that. And Golden, I start the personal questions after the general reading, so that usually ends up being about 30 or 35 minutes in. With priority to those who tip or donate, you can also donate memberships. Hello, Akansh. How you doing? Akansha? I hope I'm saying your name right. Sorry. Thank you, Joao. Hello, Mavis. Hello, Himashira. Hello, Kendrick. How are you doing? If you're talking about just the personal questions on the live streams, people tip anywhere from $3 to $10, somewhere in there. As far as like a private reading for a personal reading, that starts at $40. But you would want to email me for that, which is in my description box. Hello, Jasmina. Hello, how's it going, Prism? I'm not the biggest fan of AI, actually. Thank you, Ranata. Will I be approved for a new rental within the next few days? In next few days. Thank you for the tip. I've added that. Appreciate it. What do we need? I think we need the Mystical Cat Tarot. Hello, Annie. How are you doing? What else do we have? Fire Kitten, which is the Page of Wands, but it's in the reverse. Bad news, failure to communicate, lack of communication. Two of Earth, Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, this is like, I know we haven't been talking. I know that things have been awkward. I know that maybe we've been kind of like walking on eggshells here because of this Five of Wands, because of this argument. but I do still want to find a way to make this work. I'm hoping you haven't given up on it yet. So is there like changed behavior? Because I don't really like that there's this Seven of Swords. But I feel like this is how they look at you. They feel like you're not revealing how you feel. They feel like you have a really great poker face. Hermit in the reverse and the Seven of Earth or Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. I do think they know they did something here that they should not have. It doesn't mean they think they're the, you know, whole reason that things happened, but they do seem to be taking some accountability. They're waiting for the right moment, but they want to invest more in this. They want to pursue something with you. They're just feeling overwhelmed by trying to anticipate how you feel and what you want. Hello, child. Thank you. Occasionally, not professionally. And also, child, there is a second channel in my description box. You can find a link. But it's Curious Carmen ASMR, and there are no ads. I didn't really want to monetize it, but it's just me reading from some of my favorite stories or books. Which, to be fair, I should probably warn you, some of my favorites are like Edgar Allan Poe stories, and I have a lot of the cantos from the Inferno. So it's not like light reading. Hey Avenger, I'm going to remove your comment and encourage you to be tolerant of other people's beliefs. We don't really have space in our live chat for the judgy stuff, okay? It is. And one of my favorite books ever. I should even say like my two favorite books, because the very sweet Peggy has also sent me an illustrated collection of Edgar Allan Poe stories. But I have like the anthology with this really like velvety, beautiful hardcover. But yeah. Hey Justin, I don't really like that you're yelling at me. You could always like greet someone or say, hey, I have some questions regarding beliefs. But I do also have a cross right there, so I feel like that answers that for you, right? Please be respectful or I will time you out, okay? I don't know what that is. So we have 3 of C, which is the 3 of Cups. And the 4 of Fire, or the 4 of Wands, in the reverse. This instability is because I have failed to address what happened in this argument. I know I need to communicate with this Queen of Swords and make sure that they understand that what I really want is to get back to that like loving energy that we had initially. Hold on. My candle just went out. Nah, we're gonna go for a different one. Hold on. This one is apple cinnamon. I love, look, it's new. The Queen of Cups is the energy that you used to share with this person more readily. And now they more so are familiar with this Queen of Swords side of you. Does that mean that you are a woman? It does not mean that you have to be. You could be. But they saw you as loving. They saw you as compassionate. They saw you as a little bit independent. But they also feel like this Queen of Cups energy is kind of a thing of the past. Like, based on how I approached this, now I can't really count on that sweet side because I pushed that sweet person away, right? So this instability, I do feel like they're taking responsibility for it. And they want to show that they have been able to accept this is actually, it's like I can't really ignore it. 2 of Sky or 2 of Swords in the reverse. They've made a decision if I don't know how you feel, instead of guessing, maybe I should just ask you. I think this is a willingness to say, you know what, it's fun and all to make guesses and do research and try to figure out, do you still love me? Are you interested in someone else? Is there still a chance? But I could just like ask you and then find out for sure. So they're getting to that point where it's like, I think I need to just have this conversation and find a way to make it clear that I feel, you know, sad without you, or I feel like I need to make an apology. Yes, I do remember saying that, Joelle. Hobbies are good for people. It's always good to have a project. That's what my grandpa used to say. This is the Love Oracle. What else do we have? We have trapped, stuck, tied down, captive, and conflict, clashing, differences, incompatibility. It's been no contact or low contact between the two of you because this person really had to process some things, and perhaps you did as well. This was not just a, hey, I'm sorry that I called you an idiot. You know, it wasn't an uncomplicated argument. Maybe multiple perspectives involved or priorities. But we have somebody that was unwilling to set aside their pride, unwilling to set aside some arrogance, and it made things worse than they needed to be. Hello, Cleo, how are you doing? Hello, Marcel, what's up? Thank you. I love that you're from Germany. I had a really great time there when I went to Karlsruhe and I went to Stuttgart. I went to this really cool garden. I feel like it was on the border maybe with like Switzerland or something. But anyways, I love thinking about Germany because it was a fun trip. I even got to see like some car assembly lines. Let's see, where did we go? We went to Porsche and Mercedes. It's pretty cool. Anyways, we got perspective. Okay, so maybe some distance between the two of you was really important. And it enabled them to see things a little more clearly and accept that there's some need for a little bit more humility or a little bit more respect. So you might find that this is someone who's going to approach you a little bit differently than they have in the past. This could be someone who has dealt with some personal issues and kind of taken out their frustrations on you, or been not available, but they've been focusing on healing. I do feel like they've been trying to look at your social media. Because again, what are they trying to figure out? Like, are you still into me? Is this still a thing? Because I can't really tell. It's not like you're posting your like transparent feelings like, oh, I'm still in love with this person. Day 37, haven't heard from them. Like, they want to know before they come through and ask you, is there an opportunity for a second chance? Like, can we repair this? Or is it like over? They just don't know. All right, this is the Tarot of the Cat People. Hello, Forever Young. Hello, Highland Monk. What's up? Hello, Tariq. I hope you can find some resolution there, Fight Club. Three of Swords. Again. Heartbreak. Three of Wands. 2 threes. Okay. You know, sometimes when you get into an argument, the anger or the emotions being stirred up feel a little bit off. And I think we have someone who's accepting, I let things get a little out of hand, or maybe I took something personally that I shouldn't have. Maybe I haven't given you the benefit of the doubt, or sought to understand what your intentions are. They feel like they need to take action because they didn't really appreciate something from your perspective. It's true. Should I just call you club member? We've got Page of Swords in the reverse and the King of Cups. There's something they did not tell you regarding their emotions. If this is someone who was struggling to say that they love you, they're going to tell you they love you. This is someone who has maybe not always done the best at apologizing. They're going to be very genuine in their apology to you. If this is someone who has difficulty being vulnerable, they might give you a little bit of insight into what kind of things they've been through or experienced that contributed to that block, but also try to address that so that it doesn't stop that for you, you know? Hello, Mac. How you doing? Where? Hello, Sidra. How you doing? I answer questions. Yes, Tariq. But the future is still susceptible to free will. So it's more so elucidating the, you know, paths that are before you so that you understand potentially what the consequences would be. But you have to make choices, you know? Hello, Tobago. How are you doing? King of Wands in the reverse and the Hermit. All right. I have to give this person credit, and I have to say I'm pretty pleased about this because I think we did this earlier today too. We have a person who is saying, look, my bad. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that, or I should have been more honest, or I shouldn't have been holding back my feelings from you. The Hermit is wisdom. I have figured things out because of the connection with you. I know that I was, you know, trying to start a fight, or maybe I was being unfair in my expectations. Maybe I was, you know, jealous when I shouldn't have been, right? Hello, Masimo. How are you doing? That's a very polite way to ask. I appreciate that, so I'm going to write it down. Massimo, if you have not been here before, the personal questions happen at about 30 or 35 minutes in. So right now, after adding you to the list, we've got Joao, Hannah, Ranata, and I'm going to do Massimo's question as well on the relationship. I like the confidence, young boy. I hope you're having a good day. Oh, I would hope that answer is yes. But you know what I would say? The best kind of answers, or I should say the best kind of questions for those situations, are things that help you to understand what you have control or power over that is blocking you from what you want. So versus saying, you know, when will I have X, Y, Z? Say, what can I do to make sure that I'm able to find a healthy relationship in the next year? What is in my power to change, to make that happen faster or easier? What do we want here? I think we need the Overthinker's Oracle. Do you agree? I agree with myself. Hello, Salvador. How are you doing? Yeah, sounds like maybe there's something that needs to be addressed there with Helena. I can't help it. Every time I see this card, I hear Willie Nelson. Maybe you do too, but this person's thinking about you all the time. I wish I had chosen you. Ooh, twin flame, and you can't stop fate. This is someone who really does feel like you are a soulmate. For those of you that resonate with the twin flame journey, this could be someone where you've had periods of connection and hanging out and feeling connected and in love, and then also periods of your life where you didn't talk to this person or felt like maybe things were just completely done with them. At the very least, I would say twin flame, you tend to have that like kind of back and forth or instability with regards to, you know, where do you fall on this spectrum of love or not love, and are you actually interested? But the other important thing to mention about twin flame is that there are a lot of channels out there that I think, make money on trying to make it seem like this twin flame person is the only one that you can be with, and kind of fan the flames of a problem. Whereas I believe that the true reason or purpose for the twin flame journey is not just that, hey, you might end up with somebody who understands you, but that that person who is not just an easy relationship, but actually challenges you, is meant to teach you your self-worth, meant to get you to a point where you're comfortable choosing being alone or prioritizing what you need when you're in a relationship with somebody who isn't working on themselves or is not willing to work on the connection with you. In other words, twin flame journeys teach you to have standards, right? So that makes sense for this reading because we do have somebody who feels emotional distance, someone who feels like maybe you have broken up or there is this separation, and the only way they get to regain access is if there's change. In other words, they know you're not messing around. You're not going to just be like, what's that? Oh, the same treatment as before. You're going to do the same. You haven't learned any. Sure, come on. No, you're not going to invite them back around for another cycle of the same thing, right? Hello, Madala. Hello, Raquel. How are you doing? I'm not on here looking for dates, Fight Club. Hello, Tariq. Oh, we're not at the personal question time. Please be patient. Hola, Sayed. ¿Cómo estás? Hello, Mike. How are you doing? Oh, are you Dutch? That's awesome. I've been to Amsterdam. Is that the only? Yeah, I think that's the only place I've been there. And I had a pen pal there when I was a kid. I wish I could go back in time. I would have treated you better. This person's possessive of you. They do feel like there is something about your connection that just kind of cannot be matched. But for a period of time, this has also made them feel they didn't have to do all of the work. Like, you can't choose anyone else. I know you can't. Now they're at a place where they're wondering how you feel, which has motivated them to make sure that they come correct, motivated them to acknowledge this karmic debt or these things that they need to work on, apologies perhaps that they need to communicate. But this person's getting jealous because they feel like you are potentially connecting with someone else. I hope I can reach you before it's too late. Thank you, Sayer. And congratulations to the new member. Hello, Christian. How are you doing? Oh, thank you for the floating hearts, Willow. All right, one more from this, and then we're going to start with the personal questions. I guess 2 more. Wow, okay, so this is definitely a person who feels like you two are meant to be together. I do think that they're concerned that you might choose someone else, and they feel like they have to make very clear that they are the one you have to choose. I'm going to make very clear that you have free will, and you can choose what makes you happy or what works for you, right? I hope you have a wonderful day. All right, let's start with Joao. We're going to work with the Pulp Tarot for you. Hello, Bunker Bot. How you doing? Have a good day, Tariq. So for Joao, we've got, will Joao and Raquel be a couple next year? Unlikely. We have the Four of Swords in the reverse and the Magician, which makes me feel like we've got one person who's focusing on their healing and one person who is like sidestepping it or not taking it seriously. You know, like showing up for a test that you didn't really study for, that kind of thing. Yeah. There's still fears or codependent energy here. Five of Cups in the reverse. But this is saying don't get upset over this, which is easy, right, for them to say. But Joao, you are going to have a choice. So if, in fact, we have Raquel not really wanting to do right by the healing that she needs to do or the shadow work, there's someone else here who is competing for you. Queen of Swords. Could be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. And I don't feel like you know this person yet. This is someone who is, it's like they match your energy in a good way. If you're showing interest and I have that interest too, I'm going to play no games. I just want to be direct and, you know, honest with you. So I like this. I mean, it makes sense. If they're coming through as the Queen of Swords, intelligence and honesty would be very important to them. Hello, Asia. How are you doing? No, I'm not Bunker Bot. So I hope that helps you out and stay open-minded. Let's move on to Hannah's question. What is a little preview for Hannah in the upcoming year? What's going to happen in 2026 for Hannah? Three of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, improvement with regards to career or finances, after a sense of loss or frustration, increased motivation in 2026, despite some obstacles. So things that may stop other people, or, you know, things that maybe people procrastinate on. I see you facing this in a timely manner and in the right way. So like you're doing what your part, right? What's this Two of Wands? Two of Wands, Page of Wands in the reverse, the Sun. Don't judge something that happens too quickly, because what initially appears to be a disappointment or a frustration ends up being a really good thing for you. So it's kind of like, oh, well, I wasn't able to go on this trip with my friend, but because I didn't go on the trip with my friend, I ended up meeting someone and now we're dating. There's something here where it's like plans fall through, or a hope that you have doesn't really materialize, but it allows for something that makes you happy to happen that maybe you weren't even necessarily focused on. Hello, Eva. How are you doing? This is the personal questions. How you doing, Rachel? Is there anything else for 2026? Strength. Because this is clarifying the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, I feel like this is saying you're going to have your strength tested or your patience tested, but something that would stop other people, it's going to prove to you just how capable you are and possibly prove to somebody else how capable you are. I personally hope it's an amazing year for you, Hannah. We're going to go to Ranata's question. I'm going to grab a different tarot deck. This is the Earth and Bones Tarot. Will Ranata be approved for a new rental in the next few days? Will Ranata be approved for a new rental in the next few days? We have the Four of Wicks or the Four of Wands. So I would say yes. Eight of Jars or Eight of Cups. And the Five of Wicks or Five of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there's something else here that was either like somebody who is competing or somebody else who is interested in the same thing, and that person has walked away, or whatever was maybe causing a delay or an obstacle, it's no longer there. So I see this as being a yes. And like a little congratulations on not giving up. Does Ranata need to know anything else about this? The Fool and the Nine of Wicks or Nine of Wands in the reverse. This is going to be a good chapter for you. Nine of Wands in the reverse. There's something here that may need to be slightly adjusted. The way it's coming through for me is I used to own a car where you could add like a number pad security thing. And for the longest time, I didn't change it, which was a dumb idea. Because I think like the company default is something stupidly easy to guess. This is saying there's something here you can do to just kind of like notch up the security, and you're encouraged to do so. Because like, you know, I had wished that I had done that early on. This is like, make sure that you're protecting whatever this is, right? Hello, Red. How are you doing? Ranata, I hope that is helpful, and I wish you luck. So for Massimo, we had a question regarding the relationship. What does Massimo need to know about this relationship, please? Six of Jars, strong emotional connection, sense of history. But with the King of Jars or King of Cups in the reverse, we have emotional immaturity, somebody who is not necessarily able to take the love or appreciation that they have in a relationship and translate that into treating somebody the right way. So we have a little bit of growing up to do. Two of Wicks or Two of Wands, and the Queen of Petals or Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, there's a lack of stability here. Somebody who is either unreliable or somebody who has not been looking out for you. Devil in the reverse, Nine of Petals or Nine of Pentacles. And the Six of Petals. I do feel like when you have a little bit of distance from this person, maybe it's a breakup, maybe it's just, you know, we're angry at each other. This person finds out it's pretty difficult to find someone like you. But they need to take that and use it as inspiration or as like a catalyst to change their behavior and improve how they treat you. If they don't, you will lose interest in them. Hello, Michael. How are you doing? You're welcome, Ranata. Hello. I don't know how to say your name. Gunis? Hello, Sarishi. How are you doing? It's just energy. Some of my favorite readings to do, Fight Club, is when I have, you know, like a private reading where I record a video for them. And it's just whatever comes through. No questions, no subject, no guidance, just whatever comes through. Because I definitely don't want background information, but like, even when there's no questions, it's really interesting what happens with those readings. You know, because it's not like you have to put in someone's phone number. So the Lovers wanted to come through for you as well, Massimo. There's going to be a choice between two people for you. So keep that in mind. No worries, Hannah. I hope that's helpful. In my dreams, not so much in real life. More like communicate with them. Just in case Sayur was hoping for a little message here, what do we have for Sayur? Ace of Petals or Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, Seven of Jars or Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Eight of Wicks or Eight of Wands in the reverse. Sayur, there's going to be some sort of like minor setback or loss. Could be like, you know, hey, I can't find my keys, or I can't find this like favorite pair of earrings or my favorite shoes. And there's going to be someone who doesn't want to tell you the truth about what actually happened in the situation, and then you find out what happens after they didn't want to tell you. So the truth will come out. And what does Hannah need to know for love life in 2016? Did I say 16? Holy crap, hold on. How did I get to that number? What kind of love information can we provide for Hannah for 2026? What's going to happen for Hannah love-wise in 2026? Two of Jars in the reverse or Two of Cups in the reverse, Nine of Crystals or Nine of Swords. There's a lot of healing with regards to former love situations happening for you at the beginning of 2026. Your intuition is improving. Your discernment is better than it has been. With the Tower in the reverse, you're avoiding relationships that you might have previously been tempted by. And then there's someone here who I think really captures your attention. This person could be a Leo. Doesn't have to be, but this is someone who's considered wise. And I think that they do kind of light up a room. What else about this one? This person's successful, but not braggy about it. You can see that they are doing well, but they're not like making that their whole thing, right? Hello, Stephanie. How are you doing? Thank you for the tip. Let me get a different tarot deck for you. What are C's feelings for Stephanie? And will he regret his actions? What are C's feelings for Stephanie? Feeling like I've lost control, feeling like I can't do anything to make things better. Feeling like the only thing to do is to give up. This is someone who doesn't know what to do. Is this like willful ignorance? Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, I would do something if I knew what to do. I don't know. This seems a little bit, like, defeatist. Like, I don't know, like, does this dude like to kick lockers, like Napoleon Dynamite style? Sorry. I don't like this energy. It's just kind of like, what do you want me to do? Does he regret his actions? No. He's still in a negative mindset, still defensive, still unwilling to take responsibility or trying to blame outside circumstances or other people. You're welcome, Hannah. So, Stephanie, you're being reminded that you are the Queen of Wands, King of Wands combo. You are able to manifest something that is more what you are looking for, or someone, and people find you attractive. There's someone who I think is already interested in you, but it's a matter of making sure that you're facing that opportunity as opposed to looking to the past, right? Hello, Mark. How are you doing? That's all right, Rachel. I forgive you. You're welcome, Massimo. I wish you luck. Hey, 14 or 415. Asking the dumb questions. How's Newcastle doing, Mark? All right, so Fight Club, I did not see your question. I just see you saying a couple words here and there. A black fairy. What is this about a black fairy? Seven of Cups, or sorry, Queen of Cups in the reverse. 10 of Cups. 5 of Wands in the reverse. You have protective energy around you. Whether or not it's identified as a black fairy is neither here nor there, but this is somebody that has that duality, the ability to be very kind, charitable, supportive, sweet. But if you mess with somebody that I care about, now, like, you better run. Like, if you made a list of things that I would never, ever, 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 ever do, one of the things that would for sure make that list would be messing with the young of, like, a brown bear or any kind of bear, grizzly, because that's a good way to get chased by a bear. And that seems like something I don't want to do with my time. There is someone here who gets very protective over you. So that's what that is. Are they alive? I don't think so. I think this is someone you're related to, but maybe is no longer here. But like I said, they have two sides. Don't mess with them, you know? Hello, Jed. How are you doing? All right, I'm going to leave it there, y'all. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to. And I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.